More often than you would think, I get asked what I've learned about how to best situate my setup so that I look and sound halfway decent for a Zoom, Teams, Webex, any kind of virtual meeting today on Zippy Point. I'm Brock Romanek and I'm a big fan of you. So let's see if I can deliver these 7 hot tips in short order. Here are 7 things in order of priority. 1, placement in the screen. This is where I see folks fall down the most. They trip up. I like to be fairly close to the webcam so that my head is near the top of the screen, but not above it if I can help it. This requires me to have a stack of 4 books underneath my laptop so that I have the proper distance to pull this off. This keeps my eye level near or slightly above this midline and allows room for my hands to play a role when I speak, which I find very useful. So here's what it looks like when I'm too high on the screen. Here's what it looks like when I'm too low. Here's what it looks like when I'm too close. And here's what it looks like when I'm too far. So I'm typically about a half arm's length from the screen, maybe a little bit more. The use of my hands brings much more energy to my remarks, helps me punctuate what I'm saying, guide people to help understand what I mean so that I'm not stiff. The first bunch of videos I made, I was very stiff, did not use my hands, and I had to remake those. 2, lighting. You want good lighting. Some folks say natural sunlight is the best. For me, that can be dicey with a bald head. Same thing with an overhead light. I get some shine. So I do have some natural sunlight, but I have my shades closed somewhat. And I supplement all this with a simple ring light. You can get a nice 10-inch ring light with a long stand for only $30. It plugs right into one of your UBS ports. Otherwise, I don't have any other lights on in the room. 3, background. So for me, simple is good, uncluttered. This is an area where I find it up to people's personal preferences. You know, if to the extent they can help it. Some folks don't have the ability to have a dedicated space for their meetings, or their dedicated space is in a room that just ain't too pretty no matter what you do. People do take note of your background for sure, probably more than the clothes that you're wearing. On the other hand, I just wouldn't get too wrapped up in this. People know that you're working from home. I'm in my oldest son's bedroom. He's been gone for more than 7 years now. And I just made a few small adjustments to the books on the shelves behind me, emptied them out a little bit, threw some of the treatises I've written over the years up there, a picture of me and my wife. And I do try to remember to keep this door closed. That can be distracting, as you can see. Virtual backgrounds can work just fine, although they can get a little annoying for some. It sort of depends on what you choose. Again, simple is good. Try not to get too cute. Otherwise, you become secondary to your background. You disappear. Maybe that's something you want, but most of the time, we want to be featured. Setting up a virtual background on Zoom is easy. Zoom has a tutorial about how you can do that. 4, what you wear. I find that solid colors tend to work best. That's what the pros say also. I wear this refined black short sleever in most of my videos. I started off by wearing everything in my wardrobe, and that was a mistake. Stripes or patterns like this can be distracting. Bold colors can be a little bit too much, and polka dots are downright silly. 5, internet speed. This really could be number 1 on the list, but most people I've worked with have a good connection, good bandwidth, so they don't drop off their virtual meetings. If you do drop off virtual meetings and you plan on working from home a lot, you're going to have to talk to your internet provider to try and improve your situation. You can Google internet speed test to conduct a quick diagnostic of what speed you're currently operating at. 100 megabits per second is real fast. I just tested mine and I'm running at about 90. 6, your webcam. The quality of your webcam matters, but really not too much. A high quality webcam does improve your picture, that's for sure. But for me, what's more important is where your webcam is embedded in your computer, because you want to be looking straight into the camera when you speak if you can. For my laptop, my built-in webcam is in a crappy spot, the lower left corner. So I use an external webcam that rests on top of my laptop, and that allows me to more easily look right into the camera so I can see you. One thing that's kind of hard to learn is to look into the camera rather than stare at your screen, looking at the folks talking to you, which is natural because it's easier to listen to others if you're looking at them. Plus, we all strive for eye contact, which we feel like we're doing if we're looking at them. But if your webcam is not in the center of your computer, which it's not going to be, it's going to be on the periphery somewhere or in really bad spots like mine, you're just not going to be making eye contact if you're looking into the screen. So this takes a wee bit of self-training. It took me a day to get used to looking into the camera, and I have to remind myself all the time to look into the camera. It's a pain. As for a high quality webcam, HD quality, the clear favorite of the pros is the Logitech brand. A Brio is much more of a webcam than you probably need. I think it runs about $200 regularly if you can find one. But the C920 is probably all you need, and it comes in at $90 if you can find one. These are hard to find because everyone's working from home now and everyone wants one of these Logitech webcams. These external webcams are really easy to set up. You just essentially plug it into one of your USB ports. By the way, you can buy a USB port hub to increase the number of ports available to you for just under $20. This is almost a must-have if you're going to add an external webcam, an external microphone, or ring light. 7, audio quality. So audio quality is important for virtual meetings, particularly if you're going to make videos, more important really than the webcam quality. But I have it last on this list because most computers have pretty good microphones. So upgrading to a high-end microphone doesn't really matter much. But since I'm making videos for a living, I do have a high-end mic. The manufacturer's name is Blue, and the brand of the microphone is Yeti, so everyone calls them the Blue Yeti. And this is a professional quality mic. It runs about $120, again, if you can find one. It's easy to set up, a UBS plug-in, and it can safely sit off screen if you want, like I have it, and it will pick up what you say. I also have a pop filter to remove the strong S sounds that I tend to make. In wrapping up, I should say there are a cajillion videos out there explaining all this and much more, other people's opinions. This video from hotandflashy.com is something that I looked at initially if you want another opinion about things, although in many cases we share the same opinion. Anyways, let me know what you think.